So I take over as manager of Serbia, and through the use of a translator, I ask my main scout, okay, show me all the players that we can use for these upcoming fixtures. And he comes back to me and gives me only 65 players. I say, okay, these are all the big names. What about everybody that's within the Serbian leagues? And he says, well, we don't scout them. What do you mean you don't scout them? Well, in my infinite wisdom, I forgot to load up the leagues, and yeah, they won't be populating with Serbian players until next June. So that's all my fault. I got to deal with 65 players for the next year. What's up, peoples? It's Gendo here, and welcome back to the International Boys, where today my Serbian squad is going to be traveling out to Portugal to take them on in our first match of the UEFA Nations League this cycle. And as you can see here, we are in Division A. We're in the top division of the Nations League, but we've drawn ourselves against a very tough group, Portugal and England. 8 years on, both those nations have some very fine regions and are going to be extremely difficult to take on. And as far as I know, the easiest way I can describe Nations League is if you get relegated, if you finish bombing your group, you're relegated. Plain and simple. If you win the group, if you're in Division A, I believe that gets you to a final pot that the winner of that pot will then get automatic advancement into the next cycle's Euros. I don't know. I've never played the Nations League before, so this is all new to me. But I know that we just cannot get ourselves relegated out of Division A because that's the top division. We're going up against the big name squads, but this is going to be a bit difficult because of the two nations that we're playing against. And while the Nations League is something we need to worry about in the here and now, the following year, we need to worry about our World Cup qualifying group, and we've not been drawn into a group of 6. No. We've been drawn into a group of 5 with Belgium, Georgia, Kazakhstan, and Slovakia, and that's going to be a bit difficult because you figure Belgium, with all these years of regions coming through Belgium, they're going to be the team to beat. They're probably going to win the group, meaning we got to come in second place to get ourselves through the playoffs and hopefully win the playoffs and then get into the World Cup proper. Which, in another instance of our imitating life, the 2026 World Cup being hosted by the United States. So before I go over the players that I selected for this match versus Portugal, as well as the formation I'm going to use, gotta go over the players that are injured, and the big one, of course, Alexander Mitrovic. He twisted his ankle on the day of selection, which is an absolute downer because I would have loved to have had him versus Portugal, but, you know, things happen. As well as Marko Grujic. Marko Grujic broke his leg about 2 weeks after I took over the Serbia job. So I don't know what to think. He's 28 years old. He can still come back out of it. It's not like he's completely going to be removed from my pool because of the broken leg, but just not having him at this crucial point in time is a bit of a worry. And then Filip Kostic, yes, I would have loved to have had him out on the wings. He is 31, so it's not like he has a lot of time left, but his injury was to his collarbone. It's not to his leg, so he shouldn't be losing a lot of physicality or his pace. So hopefully when he comes back in 7 to 9 weeks, we will utilize him out on the wings. But because I had a lot of wingers out injured, I had to change my formation up a bit. So let's go over who my starting 11 is going to be. So in between the sticks, of course, we have to go with Predrag Rajkovic. He is clearly the #1 Serbian goalkeeper, and there is no way that he and his shot-stopping ability should be left out of this match. In front of him, we're going to utilize a back 4 of Milan Gajic, Uros Spajic, Srđan Babic, and Lazar Danilovic. Outside of Lazar, everybody is sitting around 29, 30 years old, so it's a very veteran back line. Lazar, with his youth and his pace out on the wing-back side, hopefully get himself forward and launch some crosses into the box. In front of him, we're going to utilize a diamond formation down the middle with the defensive mid being Srđan Vetrovic. Going to utilize him as either a halfback or an anchorman to hold down that space between the midfield and the defensive line. In front of him, we're going to utilize 2 midfielders in the form of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic as a box-to-box mid, and then regen Peter Mitrovic as a ball-winning mid. In front of him, and hopefully the pick to click on this day, is Radovan Stankovic sitting in that AMC role. At 21 years old at West Ham United, he is currently a very dominant AMC, spraying out assists left, right, and center. Hopefully, this kid can actually do it well on an international stage, as he's young, And then staying up front, we're going to utilize the main man, Luka Jovic, as a poacher, alongside his regen strike partner, Dragan Milovanovic, as a deep lying forward. And as we're playing a very narrow style, mostly down the middle, taking a look at what Portugal are throwing out, they are going to be playing wide, and they're going to throw it down our throats as much as possible with a 4-2-4 system. Look at that. They got Zé Gomez up front, Bernardo Silva on the wing, Renato Sanchez, Ruben Neves is the defensive mids. These are the European champions for a reason. They have a great bevy of talent. So basically, our main goal is try not to concede too much. And if we can get ourselves a draw out of this, that would be even better. So let's go kick off and let's go see what happens. First match in charge, and it's against Portugal. First match in charge, and it's going to be trial by fire. This is going to be fun. As you can see, we're going to be using the 3D view for this series, and it's something I've wanted to try for a while. We're going to be on the data analyst view. I might switch around with director's view as well. But tell me what you guys think of this. Do you prefer to see this in a 3D view over the 2D classic that I've used for quite some time now? Please leave in the comment box below. We're trying to be a bit more controlling in our tactic, trying to make this, try to neutralize as much as possible. And I say that, Football Manager's got ears. Portugal going ahead with a 1-0 lead. Renato Sanchez with a shot from the top of the box. Let's go see that again on the replay. I guess controlling the ball and trying to hold down Portugal does absolutely nothing, but that is just a wonder strike from Renato at the top of the D. Predrag got to do a lot better with that save. Not even 5 minutes later, and here comes Portugal once again on the attack. It falls to Renato Sanchez. Out to Ruben Neves. We need to start closing these guys down. And it doesn't look like that this team wants to go in for a tackle. They don't want to go and get the ball. As Bernardo is coming up the wing, gets it out to Fernandez. Is Fernandez going to take a shot? No, he's going to drive it to the byline, into the middle. It's a move that we've seen all too often this game. Yeah, Fernandez, using his pace, gets it to the byline, crosses it to the middle. I mean, broken record at this point in time as Gajic tries to clear it and just completely whiffed as Gonçalves puts it into the back of the net. And now 3 minutes later, Zé Gomez gets past the challenge, takes it inside. Spazic, oh my God, are you serious? Spazic, it's not his name, Spajic, puts it into his own net. Was that a whiff? Did it bounce off of somebody? How did this happen? He kicked it off of the Portugal player and then bounced off of him and it goes into the back of the net. What's going on? What did I inherit? I inherited a team of idiots. Also, it could be because we're playing Portugal and Portugal have such great players out on the wings and they're utilizing that wing play that we just cannot find a way to break this down. It also doesn't help that a lot of my wingers are injured. So I can't utilize a wing system. Ball coming inside now. Oh, what a great cross in. A failed clearance from Cesaro. Falls to Milovanovic, and the youngster gets himself a goal back. It is now 3-1. Crosses it in. Like I said, Cesar, he tried to scorpion it. He either scorpioned it or he backheeled it. And it was a failed clearance. It fell right to Dragan, and we got ourselves a goal back. And honestly, no loss of action as we got ourselves another highlight the next minute, and it looked like we were going to have ourselves a decent attack, but a ball falls to Portugal. Bernardo Silva coming up the wing, crosses it into Zé Gomez, and it's an instant reply. Proving that the game says, oh, that was a mistake, giving you a goal. We're just going to give one right back to Portugal and put you back to 3 goals down. Great cross in from Bernardo. Once again, as I don't have the width, I cannot have the width to try and stop them. And they easily get the cross in and get the goal. So as we come up to halftime, there's really nothing I can do at this point in time. There really isn't. There's nothing I can do at this point that's going to change this game. We're pretty much in the loss column. We're not going to win this. We could try to at least get another goal, but we are firmly going to lose this match, as this team has been absolutely terrible. The defense just cannot stop anything that Portugal is doing right now. It's just a failure on all fronts. Just about 10 minutes into this half, nice ball up over the top to Milovanovic as he's trying to cut inside. He pings it off of the post, and Luka Jovic cannot get there in time to get the rebound and get a second goal for us. What a great attempt, though. And unfortunately, I have to take Luka Jovic off because he's just been absolutely horrible. And Zay Gomez, what a laser shot, but he hits the post. Now he can hit on a counterattack. Milovanovic running free, gets it out to Stojkovic. I don't know how you pronounce that name because there's a lot of J's and L's in there. Stojkovic. 14 minutes left to go in this match. A free kick coming inside, and Diogo Jota has the ball. Great cross in to Gonçalves, and Portugal makes it 5. I mean, the defense is just all over the place. It's really doing my head in that they don't know how to mark, that they're this bad at marking. Plenty of time to hope that my wingers come back and I can actually use a wide formation instead of having to use a 4-4-2 narrow diamond that I haven't used pretty much at all this game. As Sergey takes a deflection, his shot saved by Mendes. We could have had 2 on the day, but it's going to end 5-1, and I think I could just take this as a positive. We got a goal versus Portugal. Full-time whistle. The Estadio Nacional erupting in raptures because of the 5 goals that their home team has seen. But boys, I'm far from pleased with what you did. That was unacceptable. To let 5 go through is absolutely unacceptable. And this is really going to put a damper on us, especially in goal difference. If it comes down to goal difference, we are already at a disadvantage. So what we got to do is learn from this and learn that a middle formation, a very narrow formation, is probably not the way to go. We got to hope that our wingers come back uninjured and try to utilize a 4-4-2, a 4-2-3-1, maybe even the V formation that I used at Bilbao, just to try something. I'm at a loss for words right now. My first match here with Serbia, and it's been an utter failure. An absolutely utter failure. Yes, it was the European champions, but we needed a better showing than this. We gotta do a lot better. We gotta figure something out before we take on England, because that's gonna be the next episode. It's gonna be England at home, which is good, but it's still going to be England, and it's still going to be a challenge. So you guys, that's the end of the episode, and a lot of work needs to be done. If you enjoyed it all the same, though, please go and drop it a like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And if you want to leave a comment below on the episode or the new series as a whole, please go and do so. Appreciate every single comment that you guys put down. But anyway, guys, I've been Gendo, and you've been awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.